to your Astro Dice reading for January. I hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay. And for those of you who are new, this is where I take tarot with astrology and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. So let's see what's going on over here for you. And welcome any new subscribers or new people. And welcome back to everyone else. I hope you guys had a wonderful new year. Was safe and happy. Okay, let's see what's going on. Best message. Going straight into the 6th house. See that right off the bat. And we've got some Aries energy and actually Mars energy, excuse me. Mars energy with some Gemini. So going straight into Mars over here. This is what it is. This Mars energy is talking about your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. Ooh. Feeling like you're fighting for your rights for the 6th house. 6th house is where your hobbies are, things that you want to get done. I want to build a garden. I want to go to the gym. I want to write, create, whatever it is you're doing, right? For your health, your wealth, your success, however it is. Let's see what's going on over here. You have Gemini. The energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, informative, stimulating exchange is possible. Ooh. And going straight into that 6th house. Work, health, and duty of your life. This is what I want to do, right? So the things I want to do. This is where your artistic pursuits are coming through. These are the things where your dreams and what you're learning about, tapping into what you want. You want to go to that gym, you're going to go to that gym. You want to build that garden, you'll build that garden. But it's also talking about meeting someone, being very communicative. Yeah, somebody's coming through. And then having the physical drive and the energy to want to do. So, you know what, this has been something I've had for, a while. This is something I said this would be my New Year's resolution. This is something that I've been saving money for to do. I just, maybe you just decided to do it just out of the blue and you really have the physical drive to want to do so. Getting that band back together, however, guys, right? Okay, let's go. Going straight into the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Remember, what doesn't resonate with you, throw away. Everybody's story is a little bit different. If it doesn't resonate with you at all, you can always watch your rising or your moon. Okay. Another month, please. Temptations. Whoa. Something is tempting you. This seems tempting. Okay. Putting you into solitude mode so that you can gain the wisdom to the situation. Something is tempting you. What is tempting you? Where is the temptation? And at the bottom of the deck, I just want to show you that, yes, it's definitely tempting you. It's putting you in some mental conflict where you're trying to find the wisdom within the situation by taking out and kind of hiding out. So I just feel like you're kind of hiding out in this solitude, taking a little time out, maybe trying to, take the time out to find the wisdom. You know what? I need this time to think about situations. Try to think and learn. It's tempting me. Some kind of dream. Making the right judgment call. You could have had some kind of call that was coming in that tempted you. Could have been from a Sagittarius. And you know what? This is kind of like they're tempting you to want to go do something, tempting you away from maybe your 6th house of what you want to do. But there's definitely some kind of new phase that's going on over here that's got you very tempted. You're trying to wake up from this situation and trying to learn more about this temptation. They may want to write you. We are in Mercury retrograde right now, so it could be somebody from your past who wants forgiveness, some kind of mercy, and it could put you in a solitude mode of whether or not you're going to do so. I'm a little busy right now, though, in my 6th house. Yep. Going over and reflecting on some kind of a past resentment that you may have had. You know, there is some kind of desire to want to reconcile with this person. And I do believe that it's some kind of ex or ex-friend. However it is, could be even if you're in a band, maybe they want to start a new band up with you in the 6th house, however it is. It does have something to do with the 6th house, so guys, right? So it could be definitely this ex-band member. Hey, you know what? If you're going to keep drinking and doing all these things, I'm not going to play with you anymore in the band. But this is where you're making amends. They want to make amends. You have the desire to want to reconcile with them, but you're putting you into a solitude mode to think about what is healthy and what is not healthy. Are they really healthy, or are they just tempting you to go out and get drunk with them or whatever? You see what I'm saying? Take what, like I said, that's why I said take what resonates, what doesn't, but you know what it is. You know what they're tempting you to do. Look, maybe they want to go to the gym with you and be your gym partner, but last time maybe they made a fool of themselves, or maybe they kept hitting on all the girls, or you know what I'm saying? And you're just like, I don't know if I really want that anymore. Feeling like you're a little tempted. I think the temptation in a lot of ways is tempted to want to reconcile with them, tempted to want to do something with them in the 6th house. But it feels like they were a little shady about the situation, or they were, you know, there was a toxicity around the situation. Something wasn't right, and you're just not sure if you want to be a part of it. You're having the, you know, it's almost like you're trying to, in the 6th house, you're preparing to go and do what you want to do. You're just not sure if you want to take this person with you. I mean, that's really what it is. I don't know if I'm prepared to, you know, really reconcile with you, to do this with you. I'm not sure if I really want to put you back into the drummer's seat of our band, even though we're having a hard time maybe finding a drummer. Maybe they know you're looking for a drummer and they need a drummer. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to take on this task with you in the 6th house is really what it is. Okay, so, but you're prepared to go and do what you need to do. I mean, you're prepared. I mean, if you're going to the gym, you already got your shoes, you got your clothes, you got your, you know, you're ready to rock and roll. I got my water bottle, right? But I'm not sure if I want to take you, because last time I took you, you embarrassed me by hitting on everybody. You know, or however, right? So, oh boy. And the communication is right now lack of communication, because you don't want to really 100% explain yourself to them at this time with the Gemini, because you're in solitude mode. So you're saying right now the communication is not there, because I'm still looking and deciding what is the best outcome for the situation. I know where I'm going, but I have to really use wisdom on whether or not I want to, you know, take you. I have to look at things before I open my mouth to say whether or not this is I'm going to give you a second chance. And that's what the judgment is, a second chance. Am I going to give you a second chance? There's a lot of, you know, you're tempting me to want to do something, but I feel like they have a lot of toxicity and a lot of things that they, maybe bad behavior, something, or excessive drinking, however it is. So why would I want to do that, right? Excessive behavior. We'll just put it that way, because that's really what it feels like, some kind of excessive behavior. To where, I don't know, maybe they embarrass you in public. They embarrass you. You know, you only put half-ass into the garden we did last time. You said you were going to plant the pumpkins. You didn't plant the pumpkins. You left them. You can go drinking with the buddies, or you were too drunk to get out of bed. However it is, guys, everybody's story is a little different. Coming into the mid-month, though, this is worrisome, though, because they're coming out of the blue. They want to do this. Not loving what you love is what you're afraid of. This is where my passion is. This is how you feel about the situation. When I go fishing and we do things, this is how I want it to be, because this is what I love. But for some reason, it just feels like maybe you want an escape, or you just want to get out or do whatever, but you don't love exactly what I love in my 6th house. And this is very, worrisome. So you're still thinking about this. You're still choosing wisely whether or not you're going to allow this person a second chance to do things with you. It literally could be your own wife. Literally, right? Like, wait a minute, I took you to the gym and you wussed out. Every time I take you, you're like, oh my God, I was here for like 10 minutes. And you're like, no, I'm not taking you anymore. Why? Because you wuss out. You don't push yourself hard enough. It could be something just like that as well. Okay, guys. So, I mean, it literally could be. You don't put enough effort into what needs to be done. So I'm not sure if I want to take you. You don't try to go fishing every time I take you fishing because it's my hobby. You get bored within like 30 minutes. I traveled all the way out here to the lake and you're bored. And then all you do is bitch and moan about it. So you really want to go with me again? I'm tempted to not want to take you. Yes, we have a great time together, but because you bitch and moan so much, I'm tempted not to want to take you anymore. Right? So you're choosing wisely over here. And it does feel like it's something you haven't done in a little while. You know, the majority thereof. If not, they just decided that they just want to come and do it with you again for the second time, right? But you're far beyond driven over here. You're like, I'm ready to go ice fishing. I'm sorry you can't sit in that ice box for, 8 hours with me. So I'm tempted to not take you because you complain too much. I do feel like that's exactly, there's a lot of complaining for somebody. Would choose wisely over here. So you're really choosing wisely on how you're going to feel about what you're going to do with this person. It could even be a child. You keep saying you want to go with dad, but man, every time I take you, little Jonathan, okay, all you do is cry. So why I don't want to take you anymore until you get older. See what I'm saying? But you're very tempted to want to do so. Yeah. So choosing wisely over here in the mid-month. Absolutely. You get this nurturing feeling. It's because you want to. You do. You do, Aquarius. You're just like, you know what? But I definitely do want to do this. And you know what? Because if you're a parent, it's like, this is the time I spend with my child. I'm thinking about these things. But on the other hand, I don't know if you're old enough still, because you know what? Just because it's a year later doesn't mean that you're going to not do what you did last year or however it is, but you're really nurturing the situation because you want to give them this other chance, whoever this person is. You want to give them this second chance. You want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're ready to get out there and do and be prepared for what you want to do. Okay. But there's a lot of deception and envy, and you're trying not to look at the false mask that they could be wearing. The false mask just means that it's kind of like, that they're not ready. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be anything horrifying. It just means there's still something that tells me that you're not ready. You're falsifying that you're ready because you really want this. You're bored, or you want to do this, or you want to be with me, or however. But I still feel like when when we get there, I don't know. So you're kind of like, they're trying to tell you, no, I'm not doing that anymore. And you're kind of not, you want the breakthrough. Look at that. You want the mental clarity. You want the breakthrough within the sixth house. You're like, I do want this, but you don't want the new conflicts to arise. You don't want the same thing to happen as happened before. I just feel like you just think it's too early, or they haven't grown up enough, or it's not good for them. They want something that's not good for them because they don't love it the way you love it. When you're doing something that's very passionate, you guys, you want somebody who has the passion to want to do something with you. That's the whole point of a hobby. That's the whole point of doing what you want to do. Right? And with this person, there's like some impulsiveness. There comes that Mars energy again. You guys could be dealing with a fire sign who thinks they want to do this, but they don't. They have higher expectations for themselves, but you're afraid that that's all it is. They're giving you higher expectations. Oh no, bro, everything's fine. Oh no, dad, everything's great. Oh no, mom, I'm totally going to do this with you. Until Sally calls, and then I'm going to be like on my phone and be like, oh my God, I got to go with Sally. And you're like, wait, you said you were building a garden with me. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's those types of things. And this is what you're you're kind of like, they're giving themselves this higher expectation that this will not happen. But then you have like high expectations of like, that's so going to happen. But that's because you've got the wisdom over here so that you still haven't made the choice. Because you're still looking at it. This person you either have a lot of love for, or it's just showing, once again, no matter what, the passion that you have for the choice that you do within the 6th house. This is what I love. This is what I do. Whether it's baking, this, going to the gym, that, boom, boom, whatever. Right? And you like, you would like the two of you to come together. You would like to be able to explore this with someone else. You would like somebody to go do these things with you. But if all they're going to do is complain or allow their friends to get involved or let drinking or anything toxic get between you or just weird behavior, excessive weird behavior, that's not going to happen, right? But you enjoy the partnerships. I've got a lot of thinking to do over here, you guys, about this situation in the 6th house. And it's going to be on your mind a lot because this is where you really want this coming together with this other person, I mean, if it's this new love connection that you're having over here, you want them, to do this, but it didn't work very well last month. I got this new girlfriend, but I tell you, she can't sit in an ice box and go ice fishing. She's freezing, complaining, shivering, dying. That would feel like how I would feel. Right, because I live in the desert, so it's like ice fishing. I would feel like my nose was going to fall off. I'd be dying, complaining, too cold. You know what I mean? Although me, I'd be like, woohoo, in the very beginning until I was probably complaining, I don't know, freezing to death. Okay, so there's definitely a disruption and a positive movement forward. Mental conflict is upside down, so you've made the choice. By the end of the month, you've made the choice. Like, you're going to go all month trying to make this choice because, it's almost like your wisdom and your knowledge is already like, this is not going to happen. I don't think they're prepared for this the way I'm prepared. So it's going to cause kind of a tower moment because now all of a sudden there's this disruption. They're like, are you taking me or not? Are we doing this or not? You're like, I don't know, man. I'm going boating, going fishing, and I don't really want the conflict. I don't want to hear it. So I'm kind of feeling, guys, that you're not going to allow this person to, majority of you, some of you might give them the second chance, but for the majority of you already know what is going on. I'm going to leave that up to you on how that idea is coming, but the conflict is over, let's put it that way. Whether you take them or you don't. Okay, so they have this disruption. They're fiery about it. You're fiery about it. You're like far beyond driven on this one. You're just like, okay, look, this is what's going on. You feel like there is some kind of, that they're acting very emotionally immature about the situation. And they're very disappointed that you haven't come to the conclusion. You have not offered the cups yet. Aquarius, are you taking me or not? My cups are upside down. You haven't asked me. You haven't even told me whether you forgave me yet. How about that? In the very beginning, there was some forgiveness that was needed to be done. You haven't forgiven me. Right? You haven't offered me. You haven't let me know nothing. So they're coming back at you. Some of them even have some new creative idea that it's like, dude, if we do a band, we can totally do this. And you're like, don't tell me what to do with a band. Sorry, that's totally, so see that. I can tell you what kind of bait we're going to use. No, don't tell me what kind of bait we're going to use either. You're not experienced enough in this area of your life to tell me what kind of bait we're going to use to go bass fishing. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Yeah, it kind of feels cocky. It feels a little, but that's because of the Mars coming through, right? I mean, this is the sureness and the strength coming through. Don't tell me what we're using. They want to know if you're going to try one more time. You're still kind of indecisive, aimlessly kind of drifting back and forth whether or not you want this. And the more they keep bringing up these weird things, man, I'm telling you, if somebody tried to tell me what bait I'm going to use when I go fishing all the time, Or if I write the lyrics and you want to write lyrics, man, we're going to have some problems. And you are afraid of the change. You are fearing change. And you are avoiding this situation and the conflict because it feels like they're trying to change something. Now they want to come to you and be like, well, you know, if we did this, we could plant this. Don't tell me we're going to plant. I already got the seeds. Well, maybe I don't want to plant that. Well, that's too bad. Then we're not planting together. So it does feel like it's not hostility. It's stubborn. And it's set in your own way because you know what you want to do. There's a firmness to it. And I think that's fine though, because you're committed to what you want and you're protecting your time, your space, your sixth house. And now all of a sudden it feels like they want to come in and say, well, are you going to take me with you? But here, wait, hold on a second. I got all these creative ideas of what we can do. And you're like addressing the situation as, I didn't even say number one, that you're even going with me. Number two, now you're trying to change everything. Change the routine, change the bait, change this, change lyrics, change time, change the lake. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? So you have this positive movement forward. I'm sorry, guys. That's exactly what's going on. They're trying to get rid of your inner enjoyment. So you're kind of smug towards them. I'm telling you, most of you are not taking this person because all of a sudden they have way too many things. You know, I don't know who that's for, but that's just the craziest thought ever. Like, you're ice fishing, your wife's like, let's bring an electric heater. You can't bring an electric heater to keep warm. I mean, you probably could, but I don't know. It's just like, to you, you're like, that's not how it goes. You don't bring an electric heater. I mean, maybe some do, but I don't know. I just kind of, like, you bear her in the cold, and that's the way it is, right? And all of a sudden, she wants to change everything up to make it warmer in this ice place. I don't know. You guys are going to end up underwater here in a minute, right? Be like, you're going to melt the ice. I don't know. It's that's so crazy. I totally could see that though. Like, well, you know, if we brought a heater, I could stay there with you longer. We get a heater. Then what's the whole idea of an ice cabin? It's just kind of funny. I mean, maybe you guys do anyways, but I don't know. I just see this kind of like, I don't know, trying to melt the ice. I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys already do. You'll have to leave a comment. I don't know anything about ice fishing, but I just feel like it's something that, even though maybe it's not something that's unheard of, maybe for you it's a no-go. Like, that's not the way it's ever supposed to be. That's like cheating. You know what I mean? So they're very disappointed within this situation. You're a little disappointed with them too. Um, Still causing a little inner toil, but it's not like it was before because your mental conflict, your mental conflict is over. You're just like, okay, whatever. You're kind of like touched base. You touched base the way you need to touch base is what it's saying. You reached out, you told them what you need to tell them, and now you're just kind of doing your own thing. Right, you're doing and celebrating your own sixth house. This is where you're just like, and I'm happy with my choice. I feel like this is where it needs to be, whether it's for them or against them. Okay? Because no matter what, there's, there could be some setting boundaries or something like that. We're not going to touch base on that too much because it could come up at the end of the month, beginning of the month readings, however, middle of the month readings. But it does feel like, you kind of, no matter what, you put your foot down and you told them whatever, right? Whether you're going or you're not. It was a difficult decision in the end to make this decision that you were making. Okay. And it did. It took a lot of strength and courage because, it wasn't something you, like I said, you were trying to avoid it as much as possible. But you knew that you had to do what you had to do, so you got the guts to say, this is what it is. Whether it was, let's go, fine, throw it to the wind, or we're not bringing a heater, we're not changing lyrics, we're not going to go buy new seeds to plant, you know what I'm saying? Or whether or not it was hard and you had to tell them, nope, not going to happen, you have too many other decisive things going on around you, and I'm not going to do that. Right? So, good luck on that one. Till next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.